Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Marilyn's Cafe Society radio show on YouTube. Of course, it's Saturday, the 6th day of April 2019. Yeah, the first Saturday in the month of April. Is it starting to feel like spring to you? It is around here to some degree. I was actually able to start a little spring cleaning on this past week, and of course we'll continue to do so because after all, spring break. Back in the day when I was in school, we didn't call it spring break, we called it cleanup week in the city of Chicago, because that was the week that the city officially gave everybody the opportunity to clean up their communities and neighborhoods and do the spring cleanings in their homes. And they would bring out these big dumpsters on every block for you to dump your things in. So we called it cleanup week, but you know, and of course coming out of the winter season and just kind of sprucing things up a little bit. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I also managed to get out and about and have a little fun. And of course, here we are again on this first Saturday in the month of April. How have you been? How's your week been? Have you been enjoying spring break for those who have the kids out of school and doing things with them? I know I've had some visitors with me for the past week or so due to spring break. So, you know, it's that time of year. We'll be looking at summer at any moment. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some on this day in history. I have a couple of them. They were so interesting. I thought I'd share them with you. Of course, the first one going all the way back to 1899. When George Eastman placed the Kodak camera on sale for the first time. Now, of course, we've been hearing in the last 10 years that Kodak has been suffering. You know, the brand as well as the company, they've had some major loss, and they are no longer the leader in the photography industry. And I remember back in the day, you know, everybody had to have their Kodak camera, and we used to reference picture taking moments. We used to call them Kodak moments. You guys remember that? That's how huge this brand and business was. But, you know, the 90s ushered in challenges for them, particularly on the digital side, despite the fact that they pretty much were leaders in digital technology dating all the way back to the 70s, but they sat on it because they weren't sure that, you know, the public, the consumers were ready for it. But anyway, they suffered because of that. But catch this, they're still in the game. That's right. They're still in the game. We're just not hearing, my camera. We're just not hearing about them as much, but they're in print systems, micro 3D printing and packaging, software and solutions, and other technologies. So Kodak is still around. All right, also in this day in history, in 1930, Hostess Twinkies were invented by bakery executive James Dewar. I started to have a Hostess Twinkie to kind of take a bite out of, since it is also officially Hostess Twinkies Day. But I made a healthier choice. All right. So for those who want to enjoy some Twinkies, go on and do it today because it is Hostess Twinkies Day. All right. On this day in history in 1998, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed above 9,000 points for the first time. Here's a side note, a side history note. One of the most interesting things about the Dow's history is the time that it took to just reach 1,000 point milestone. When it first started, this Dow Jones thing, and we talked about this some time ago on how the Dow Jones came into existence and all of that. But when it was first introduced, its point system stood at about 40.94. And listen, it took 76 years for it to hit the 1,000 point mark. And as of this moment today, it still has not hit the 27,000 mark. And I'll let you know when we look at the stock market in a bit what the mark is as of today. All right, and then finally, on this day in history, the United States Department of Education, this report came out of Reuters, by the way. Reuters reported that the United States Department of Education reported that an official in its Student Financial Aid Office had been placed on paid leave while his stock ownership in a student loan company was being reviewed. Shocking, right? So I dug a little deeper and I discovered that here's the rest of the story. Now, then United States Attorney General Andrew Cuomo led this investigation, and he called it the worst misconduct allegation in his investigations. Now, it was a lender to college kickback scheme known as revenue sharing, and had been found only in the private loan sector at the time. Now, he then began to press Congress to pass legislation that would crack down on student loans, including the private loan market. And of course, the House bill was passed, and it now requires colleges and lenders to abide to new codes of conduct. It bans gifts from lenders to aid officers, and it also requires disclosure of college lender links. And it also protects students from aggressive marketing. And so I tell you, this whole student loan phenomena is honestly very disturbing to some degree. And there are folks, you know, there's an opportunity for people who work in public service jobs to have their student loans forgiven. And from what I'm reading and discovering, that has been a challenge for a lot of those people. So we'll be hearing a lot more about that. But isn't that interesting on this day in history, all those interesting facts that we laid out for you? I thought so, particularly the student loan situation. And that was just disturbing, and kudos to Andrew Cuomo for jumping on that, and his team for sort of shedding light on that and passing legislation to prevent that from happening ever again. All right, so let's jump into some cafe news. And I decided to go the tech route with the cafe news on today, dealing with Facebook. You know, Facebook has been in the news in the last couple of years a lot. And this recent report is that they will now allow users to understand why they see certain posts in their news feed over others. Have you noticed that when you're on Facebook? I admit that I'm not an avid Facebook user. However, when I do go on Facebook, I do notice that out of the 1,000 or so friends that I have on Facebook, this is my personal account, I only see a fraction of posts in my news feed. And, you know, I often wondered about it, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. But anyway, Facebook has created this new feature, and it's called "Why Am I Seeing This Post?" And so when you log on to Facebook, by the way, it rolled out this month, and next month it's going to be available to everybody worldwide, but select users have been able to use it starting this month. So when you log on and you go onto your Facebook page, you'll see an option that will pop up in the upper right corner of a post, and it will allow you to answer that question. Why am I seeing this post? And for those who don't know, it's all about the algorithm. Facebook's algorithm takes into consideration various factors, including how often you interact with someone, whether the post is getting a lot of engagement from others, and whether you have a history of engaging more often with posts that contain photos and videos and etc., etc. So this algorithm kind of keeps you in your own little world, so to speak, which totally throws away the whole concept that, social media has opened us up to the whole world. In some regards, it has, but when the algorithms kick in, it sort of limits you. So now, the user will be able to control your world a bit better by going to the option in the new feature that would allow you to immediately, listen to this, not only will you be able to answer that question, why am I seeing this post, but you will immediately be able to unfollow that person with the post, mute that person with the post, or temporarily snooze a person's post. So you get a little bit more control of your Facebook page in that respect. So, this may be good news to some users and to others, maybe not. I don't know. But Facebook is also, from a business perspective, expanding an existing tool that lets people see if an advertiser was targeting them either by their age, their gender, their location, their interests, and the sites they've visited. It's all being tracked. And so we know that, right? We kind of know that, but now you'll be able to determine what the factor was. Was it your age? Was it your location? You'll be able to figure that out fairly quickly. It also will include whether a user's profile data was a match in an advertiser's database. So it's getting pretty heavy here now. Of course, according to Facebook's Chief Executive Officer, Mark Zuckerberg, newsfeed ads drive the company's revenue. So the company is thinking about new ways to deliver their advertisements as well. And one way could be through a premium news tab where publishers can share high quality news and be paid a fee for it. So again, this world of social media is forever changing, people. And, we think that we're open up to, and at one point I guess we were, but with all the new legislation tightening up on the internet, all things internet, and what people can and can't do, what advertisers can and can't do, businesses and so forth and so on. It is changing. So don't be surprised in the future if you're asked maybe to start paying for certain features that are offered in Facebook. All right. So that's our quick cafe business news. I did want to take a look at the stock market as well. So let's go ahead and do that. The Dow is up 40.36. Here's their points. Their points are currently at 26,424.99, just about 600, just under 600 points shy of that 27,000 mark that they have yet to hit. The S&P 500 is up 1335, and the NASDAQ is up 46.91. For the past several months now, things have been looking really strong on the stock market. Now, stocks that are on the move include Triumph Group, that's that aircraft components company. They're up $2.62. Apache Corp, which is the energy company, they're up $2.20. And Snap Inc. is up 56 cents. That's that company that is expanding into online games and original entertainment programming. Those that are not doing so well include Duluth Holdings. They're down $5.94. Leva Nova PLC is down $26.94. The Boston Beer Company down $15.67, as is, that's about it. All right. The oil industry is looking good. They're up 98 cents. Gold is looking good. They're up $1.30. And the euro is, they're down just a fraction under of a penny. So that's what's happening on the stock market. And in entertainment news, I don't have a lot. I know there's a lot of entertainment news out there, but I do know that National Dance Week is coming up. Remember last year we actually got out into City Center and I pulled together some of the line dance teams last year. Actually, one team showed up, but quite a few ladies showed up, and some gentlemen, and we were out in the city center doing some line dancing, celebrating National Dance Week. And it's coming up again in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to work on something. I have some ideas. I'll be sharing it with you for those who live in the local area, and maybe those who are catching the show in other parts of the country or the world. You can perhaps, coordinate something with us as well. So I'll be talking more about that, perhaps maybe next week, since, we're just 3 weeks out from it. All right. Let's see. Karaoke moments. I know I'm struggling. I'm struggling with my song choices, folks. I don't know. I'll get another one posted soon. I promise. For those who are thoroughly enjoying them. I told you guys, I do this for me. It's just makes me smile when I sing, especially certain songs. There are certain songs that I can sing really well. And I like when I can do that, and I love to share it with you, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So karaoke moments, we'll have another one coming up, I promise. All right, and then some of you may have gotten or seen the post on social media and received an email from me this past week, just sort of announcing or acknowledging the fact that the show celebrates 14 years this month. We've been doing this Maryland's Cafe Society for 14 years, and we've had a good run. We had a really good run on radio, but this first year outside of radio and on YouTube has been challenging, I must say. If you go through some of the old, when I say old, I mean just in the past year, some of the old video posts, you will see the struggle. It's real. But we're getting better, and I'm working on some other things. So prayerfully, it will become more like something you would see on television. So just stand by and stay close for that. But yeah, 14 years. I'm still enjoying doing this. That's why I do it, because I enjoy it. I to some degree have been gifted to do this and hone the talent. And so I'm just going to keep going, people. And I want you to keep going with me. Be sure to go to my social media, Maryland's Cafe Social on Twitter, Maryland's Cafe Society on Facebook. Visit the website, marylandscafesociety.com. And of course, you can find all the video from the last year here at the YouTube channel. And actually, someone responded in the email that my YouTube channel is in its 10th year celebration, because I kicked it off in 2009, but I very rarely used it. Initially, I was using it as a supplement to the radio show. So the radio show would air Saturdays at noon. And then by midweek, I would do sometimes a recap of the show, other times something totally different from the show. And then it kind of fizzled out. And, scheduling and everything did not allow me to do that as often. And so it lay dormant for periods of time. But we have been consistent in this past year with the YouTube channel. I'm so glad that I have the option to do this. And so we're just going to carry on, everybody, carry on. As I stated in the email, if you have some show ideas and you want to be a guest on the show, just send an email to producer@marylandscafesociety.com. Also, if you're a business or a brand, or you have a service or products and you'd like to get the word out through advertisement with us here on the show or via the website, just reach out to us at the same email, producer@marilynscafesociety.com. Also, if you are interested in doing an internship or an externship, particularly if you're a producer or someone who's tech savvy, reach out at the same email address. And lastly, we're stepping it up because it is work and we want to be able to make the show as nice as we could possibly make it. And so we are looking for friends with benefits. So friends who want to be a part of Marilyn's Cafe Society for $25 a year. We call them special friends who want to be a part of the Cafe Society for $50 a year, and super friends if you want to be a part of the show for $100 a year. You can just find us on the PayPal, or just reach out and we'll talk about how you can take care of that. And of course, you'll receive a special gift from the Cafe Society for your support. All right, producers out there, if you're looking for projects to back, of course, the show is available and open for discussion. So again, that email address on any of those scenarios that I just presented, the contact is producer@marilynscafesociety.com. All right. All right, everybody. So I think that is it. I got to tell you what love is. Oh, before we go, the NBA. My goodness. Again, I haven't, due to my running around and scheduling and everything, I haven't been able to sit down and catch the games. But because we are approaching the finals, I'm going to do that. Now, in the Eastern Conference, I do know that Milwaukee is in the #1 spot. In the Western Conference, Golden State. Will they be the two teams going head-to-head in the finals? Well, for the championship? I don't know. I'm kind of... Well, you know, I think the reality of where our Chicago Bulls are set in a long time ago, but perhaps on the Eastern Conference, I'm just not sure who I want to root for yet. Milwaukee is close. I'm not sure, but on the Western Conference, I think any team in the top three is, well, Oklahoma City. They're in #7 spot right now, but I like that team. Also, Houston and Golden State, and the Lakers only because that's right, LeBron went there. So we'll see as we get closer. I'll have more commentary on the NBA and where we are with things. All right, here we go. Love is sharing your dream. Love is sharing your dream. All right. So, people, if you don't do anything else this week, remember to live, to laugh, and to love. As always, it's been a pleasure and a privilege. I look forward to doing this again next Saturday right here at Marilyn's Cafe Society on YouTube. Remember to catch me on social media during the week as well. And also, that karaoke moment, maybe it might be posted. Oh, my blog. Did you check out the latest blog? Go ahead and do that too. It's a tribute to my brother. Yeah, those who have been with me, you know that I lost him and my mother in the same year, a month apart. So I did a special blog for him. I think you might enjoy it and get inspired by it. So make sure that you check out Marilyn's Cafe Society on WordPress as well. All right. That's it. It's been a pleasure and a privilege. We'll do it all over again next week. Peace, everybody. Be safe.